Hey Fox Valley, how y'all doing? This is Jennifer Kinzel with Charles Rutenberg Realty of Illinois. We had a question come in about zombie foreclosures. Have you heard of this term yet? Zombie foreclosure is when the property is vacated by the owners once the foreclosure process has started, and the property still remains in the homeowner's name. So we've got a vacant, empty property sitting, kind of looking abandoned, but it's still in the property owner's name. So it's sort of like a paper trail. Now, vacated properties in foreclosure are certainly on the rise. 2020 has put in some stopgap measures as far as halting foreclosures on homeowners that have a government-backed FHA loan, for example, through the end of 2020. But some people have already put their homes into home loans into like a forbearance. And some of them, with conventional home loans, for example, have run into the fact that, let's say the forbearance was for 3 months and their monthly payment was $2,000. And they got 3 months grace, basically. And at the end of those 3 months of forbearance, instead of owing $2,000 a month, they owe now $6,000 because it's been 3 months times $2,000. And a lot of people are unable to meet that payment amount because they've had a job loss or been downsized or laid off or they've been sick or whichever. Pick one. It's been one heck of a year. So now they're looking at a balloon payment sort of situation with this $6,000, and they're just scratching their heads going, now what? So I always suggest if you've tried the forbearance option and you're running into problems, talk to your lender immediately. Don't wait. Get on the phone. See if you can work out a loan modification. For example, some lenders will let you stretch out a payment or reduce your payment, let's say 12 months. Let's say for the next 12 months, they'll have you pay $1,000 a month instead of your normal payment of $2,000 a month. Maybe it'll only be 3 months of loan modification. Maybe it'll be 12. I don't know. Every bank is different, so you'd really need to talk to them to find out the specifics. Some banks will consider putting the back end payment on the end of your loan. So if you've got 3 missing payments of $6,000, they'll just add it on to the back of like a 30-year loan and add it instead of 360 monthly payments, you're at 363 monthly payments type of thing. So it does stretch it out a little bit differently, which can totally work in your situation depending on, if you're still being able to afford the home or if it's a temporary thing, you're just between jobs, and you're, be back on your feet making the payments in no time. It does help to have these options. You never want to wait to the last second to talk to your lender. They really don't want to hold property. They're in the business to do loans and make their money off tons of interest. They're not in it to, take an empty home and winterize it and then sit on it and then pay taxes. And they don't want to do that anymore. And it's just an empty home sitting in a nice neighborhood. It's just not a good look for anybody. So it definitely works in your favor to not only help your own situation as far as getting options to avoid the foreclosure, avoid the zombie foreclosure, and get your name off the title and off the mortgage and clear it off your portfolio if you're ready to sell it. So you can take care of it that way. And also don't forget, homes have gone up in value. There might be enough equity to sell it and get your name off of it and move on to the next thing. You don't necessarily have to just let it go to foreclosure, because that's going to sit on your credit and sit with your permanent history for a very long time. And, another option would be a short sale. Those are pretty rare these days. They don't really have them as much as they once did back in the housing crash in 2008, 2009. They were all over the place. There aren't any backed programs to help with a short sale. It sort of only works if you're underwater on your mortgage. A lot of homes today, they have equity. They're not necessarily underwater. The home market has been very strong, very solid, and you should check to see if you could sell it for what it's worth and see if it would wash out the foreclosure problem. So if you've got more questions, talk to your lender first, and I can always point you in the right direction as far as your home options if you've got a Lis Pendens. Pretty much anytime up to and including when you have to appear in court for the judicial sale. We can still work something out. So don't wait. Talk to your lender. Get in front of this before it gets out of hand. And we don't want to have any more zombie foreclosures. That would not be good. We're going to have to learn a lot more new terms too, right? So we'll talk soon. Thanks.